are not on the way, they are already here.
Anything having to do with UFO or related material, and we're going to be releasing a lot of things from.
Now this is the UFO files that they've released. So I want you to pay attention to this video.
And I think it's going to be very interesting to people.
17 earthquakes rattled Area 51.
A few minutes ago, the United States government has released what's known as the UFO and alien files. They even made an official government website where they posted all the images, videos, documentaries, all the things proving that aliens are indeed real. Apparently, the files actually claims that these aliens are the so-called fallen.
Right, remember this went through the hearing just about 2 weeks ago, and they said they was going to release these files. Now they've released them. So I'm going to be showing you some of the videos after. But I want you to see a couple of parts on this video. Big up Blackwoods. I follow him all the time. He's got quite a lot of information to reveal, especially on what these pastors have been briefed with information to disclose to the people. So you need to pay attention to this, because conspiracy or not, this is all out now. I don't know how it is that there's not so many people following this as there should be. But anyway, watch this.
Here, and you'll actually see that there are a couple of images here, which apparently the government claims that these are some of the planes captured while these things are flying in the sky. They even have so many different videos, and one of the videos was literally looking like some sort of angel being.
Now that looks a bit.
They zoom in and they get to see the full humanoid structure, which we'll get to.
I don't know, that just looks a bit like some AI photography.
Which was taken from the moon during the Apollo 17 in 1972. So they claim that there have been 3 different crafts which is flying along with the astronauts, and they had no idea.
And by the way, you can check these files yourself on US Department of War, and all these files will come up.
And this one right here is one of the craziest ones, where we actually get to see the angel that's flying about the sky. Take a look at it. So they start zooming all the way in, and you can actually see some sort of
No, that's not a cross.
figure.
What is that?
It gets
Like
zoomed
it.
in even further. Look at that. So take a look at that. Doesn't that look like a human being that's flying on using some sort of a suit or something?
This looks like one of those computer games. When I used to play Ninja Turtles back on the NES, there used to be some guys on the end level with some lasers, and they used to shoot lasers and hover in the sky. It used to look just like that. I don't know if anyone remembers Ninja Turtles on the NES. Well, it was early 80s, so. But yeah, that looks mad.
In a suit.
Exactly.
Looks like Iron Man.
Mm-hmm. And apparently this was caught.
Jonathan, what in the world?
And now it's no longer suspicious UAPs or whatever. The government themselves have now officially come out, and they've very clearly.
I don't know nothing about no Maldekians.
They put this out there, claiming that these are the fallen angels, which the Bible already speaks about. And it's just crazy. And it's scary because it seems like these beings have been living among us and they've been watching us, and they have a lot more information about us humans in this universe. And the way they look is just so bizarre. I don't know. I don't really know what to make out of this video right here.
And remember, guys, whatever they've released on the UFO files, or UAPs, as they like to call it, it will only be, what they want you to know. Considering that there's been hundreds and thousands of sightings for decades, it surprises me that there's only something like, I think, let me just double check. I'm sure it said 161 files altogether. So I'm not quite sure if, obviously, how much they've got, but I don't think that this is probably even a quarter of what they have. But anyway, they want us to believe, apparently, according to what Blackwoods is going to tell us now, that they are the original beings who created us. Now, apparently, a lot of pastors, 12 different pastors, have been debriefed about how to disclose this information to the people. So whatever information is coming, you can be assured that it is some kind of wool that they're going to be pulling over our eyes again. So it's all part of a form of control from what I can work out so far. But let's carry on.
It's super weird. Definitely looks like a human being. But again,
It almost looks like a person, right?
so it seems like Fox News is being covering this stuff as well.
Related to UFOs and alien life.
So is the truth really out there?
Senior White House correspondent Peter Ducey joins us live with the details. What have you learned, Peter?
Good morning. So, a White House official left this hard drive on my desk overnight. You can see on it, it says AARO copy 203. That is the all-domain resolution office copy 203.
So you can actually get those files if you go to the government website, which I just showed. All you need to do is go to this government website. As you can see, it says U.S. Department of War. So the website link is war.gov/UFOs. And you'll actually land in this website, which is a government website. And here, if you go to the UFO file right here, if you scroll all the way down, you'll actually see there are so many different files. And if you click on one of these ones, you see there's like an entire file. You can just download it. There's like a download button here. You can just download it, and you'll get all the information, videos, footage from photos, and every single thing that they have related to these beings or whatsoever. So all these things have just been disclosed to us.
This is the first big batch of UFO disclosure ordered by President Trump. Some of the clips and videos on there have popped up different places before. Some of them have not. And we have been going through this all morning and overnight to try to put together some of the best videos so we can all look at this together. This is a world era.
So this clip right here, as you can see, this is the same clip that we saw, which kind of just looked like a very different person from a different perspective.
Emirates in June
Wearing a
2024.
jumpsuit.
An
Look at
inverted
that.
teardrop with a vertically linear trailing mass, as described by the War Department, suspended below. The War Department cannot say for sure what this is. It is officially listed as an unresolved UAP report. The next video, over the skies of Iraq, December 2022.
Look at this stuff. It definitely looks like the Boogosphere that we've been talking about.
Yeah, getting back to that, the Boogosphere. So a lot of them videos now have already been leaked. So I'm not actually quite sure what have and what haven't, but a few of these videos that I've seen on this US Department of War, I've already seen a few of them. So I'm not actually quite sure exactly if they're letting us see things that are already out, that some people have already seen, and now they're just making those ones public, or I'm not too sure. But a lot of these clips, they're not very clear. I have seen that. So I'm going to be going through these files in depth over the next couple of weeks. So I'll be getting the best videos together myself. But for now, let's continue with the video, guys.
Bottom
many of
left
my
to top
videos.
right of the field of view. All CENTCOM gets from this is an area of contrast. That's what they describe it as. It is officially still listed as an unresolved UAP report.
And a couple of days ago, the Department of War actually invited pastors and leaders of the Christian community. They've all been invited to the secret meeting, apparently, where the government, the Congress themselves, sat with them in this meeting, and he basically showed real images, footage of these so-called creatures, the alien creatures, which even the government themselves describe as the demons from the Bible. I think you guys should take a look at this video.
With a group of men who are connected.
And this is the bit I was telling you about. This is one of the pastors. I think that was debriefed. So according to what this guy was saying, pastors across the United States are now stepping forward and revealing they were briefed in a secret meeting with government officials about how to reveal the existence of aliens to their congregation. Sorry. They are prepared to tell us they are from another dimension and that they are our creators. Go and tell the church they are not ready for what is coming. So apparently, I think the number was 12, according to this guy. 12 pastors in the higher realms of the religion have been briefed. So listen to this guy, because this guy is going to tell you.
World that are believers, but are still have very high security clearance. These are legit, true men of God that are still connected to Washington Police, security administration, and all branches of military. If they very well-known congressman from Missouri called into that meeting as well. This is just for pastors, and this is what he said. On speakerphone, this sitting powerful member of Congress said, "Are the pastors listening to me?" I'm getting chills right now because this happened to me. He said, "Are the pastors in the room listening to me?" And I said, "Yes, sir, we are here." He said, "Listen to me. Go and tell the church they are not ready for what is coming. The narrative that is coming, what they are going to say is going to be like nothing you can even imagine. They are preparing to tell us that they are from another dimension, that they are our creator, and that these beings, these aliens, or whatever you want to call them, they were the ones that seeded us here. There is no such thing as God. Jesus was invented by them. The Bible was invented by them." And begin to just say, listen, prepare the people for what is coming because they're not.
Right, you hear that, guys? They're trying to say that Jesus don't exist. The Bible didn't exist. They didn't. I'm not sure he's saying that it exists, or he's saying that Jesus and the Bible wasn't made by them. Well, whatever they're saying, they're trying to get people to deter people from God by the looks of it. And if you look back into the Bible and the scriptures, the Holy Quran, there's a lot of books. And a lot of them you will find stories that these are relating to. Now, I don't know if demons and aliens are the same, I'm not sure. At the minute, I'm a little bit baffled myself. You know, I can't really comment at the moment. But there's some kind of deception going on. Now, I don't know what it is, and I don't know, but it's big. And religion is going to be impacted by this more than anything by the looks of it. You're going to have a lot of people losing faith. A lot of people are going to find faith. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a mix and match, up and down, inside out, all around situation by the looks of it. Let's continue.
He loved us so much. He made sure that he told us exactly the blueprint to study. He said, study the days of Noah. And if you can understand how Noah responded, that's how you're going to have to respond.
Right, you see, study the biblical stories. So Noah is one of them. Now, I don't know all the stories. I'm a practicing Muslim. I'm just getting back into religion over the last few years, so I'm not 100% with the books yet, but I am still researching. So for me, I can't really comment on things that I'm not sure or don't know yet. If I don't know, I'll just tell you I don't know. But I know that a lot of this stuff is biblical. Remember, there's a God, no matter what their people here are trying to portray and trying to make people believe. There is a God, one God, who created everything, the creator. Now, if we exist, someone created us. If is it aliens exist, or fallen angels, or demons, or jinns, they exist, but they was created. And they was created from one God. So, to me, they're not going to make my belief in God go less, because my iman is getting stronger every day. But I can tell you now, they're going to try and do that and make people believe that there is no God and all this crap. The fact is, whatever these beings are, whether they're saying they are creators or they made us and this and that, whatever, remember, God created us, God created them. They're not going to make me believe anything else. So, they're going to try and dictate to the Bible. They're going to try and, I don't know what they're going to try and do, but they're going to try and make people not believe in God by the looks of it. So let's continue.
Believe what God is doing.
So this pastor who actually got invited and finally claims that congressmen, the government themselves sat right there and they started saying that one of the greatest deception is coming up. Government has been in contact with these creatures for many hundreds of years. And they've also been the ones that have been sharing technologies and whatnot. They've been trying to reverse engineer some of the technologies. And that's basically how we found technology as humans as well. So all of these things belong to these creatures. And now from the disclosure program, it seems like the government is now warning the church and the pastors and the big leaders to go ahead and let people know that these creatures are coming back. They want to claim their throne, and these creatures claim that they are the ones that have created us humans, and they are basically our parents. And these things are going to start claiming that they are the ones that created Jesus and the entire biblical story, so that they can basically keep us in check for all these years. So that's the whole story arc that these creatures are going to be coming up with. Before that happens, they want to warn all of the church and the pastors to go ahead and let their people know so that they can start reading the Bible and they can start getting to know about the story of Noah and also start reading Book of Enoch so that we exactly know what these things are so that we don't fall for the deception that they're going to be causing in the coming days. We also have some more update coming from a few other pastors. One of the ones right here.
There are many in the government. There are different pockets of segments. This is one of the things that was.
Right, listen to this guy. This is another fella that you want to listen to. My tea's gone cold. I'm just looking up some of these videos that I want to show you.
Different pockets and segments.
But here, this
the
guy.
government who all have a different opinion about this and all think they're right and are all operating independently. And there are people who think that these are benevolent beings that we need to cooperate with and that we need to learn more about. There's another organization that is more Luciferian, and they understand that these things are demonic entities, and they're willing to trade anything to partner with them in exchange for power, for influence, and for information and technology. So more on that to come as we discuss this, because it's vitally important that we understand this. But if pastors don't begin to talk about this, many will fall away because they're already looking for an excuse to fall away. And if you don't buttress what you believe with Scripture concerning the subject matter, then people will use it as an excuse. Now, I think, depending on how it is disclosed, I think that this may be a ripple more than a wave. The reason I say that is because on the outside, it may look like a wave, but really on the inside, many who are influenced by it are people who were never really with us anyway. You know, people who, and there are many that's antagonistic. That's exactly right. The church is going to be viewed as a hindrance. And one of the things that was shared with us is that there are many supposed allies in the body of Christ or in this space to talk about UFOs and UAPs who claim to be Christian, who are going to start to view or at least present the view that traditional Christianity has of these things as being too simplistic, and that we need a more nuanced understanding of this. That it's not, people who say it's just demons, which I would agree that there is a complexity to the rank and file of fallen angels and their operation in the earth. But that's not simply what they're saying. They're saying anyone who says these are purely evil, purely demonic, that's just too simplistic, and they're really holding us back from real intent.
So apparently the government wants all the church to get aware of what's coming. It seems like a great deception is coming up. And we've already been warned in the Bible, man. All the
You hear that? A great deception. I'm telling you, man. Like what he said, we've already been warned in the Bible. Listen to what this guy's saying.
things that came true. And now we have like the greatest deception time that's now going to take place in any moment. Now the disclosures just happened. They've given us the full footage, images, videos, everything. And now the government themselves are claiming that UFOs and aliens are real. So for all these years, we just believe that aliens and all that story were all just, childish bullcrap. But now, looking at the things that's going on, it definitely seems like we are heading straight into the end times.
What we were told in that meeting was to watch out for supposed allies, people who appear to be on our side. They appear to be Christian, and they've been a part of the Christian community and the Christian conversation in this space. And these people will come out and say, well, Christians say it's demons. But it's far more complicated than that. And I'm a Christian, and I believe the Bible, but I can tell you that it's far more complicated. That's what we have to watch out for there. That's what we have to watch out for. People who are being so nuanced about this, they're missing the forest for the trees. And we need to make sure we just stick to the Bible. That's, I know what's been my goal. I know that's yours, Brother Joseph, and yours, Tony. Let's just make sure we tell the world what's going on. We're the first to
You
tell
hear
the
that?
church what's
Stick
going
to
on.
the Bible. Stick to your Quran.
All right, that's a fair take. The pastors are now starting to warn people that we need to stick to the story of the Bible, no matter how different people are going to start portraying stuff. And many Christians themselves are going to start portraying this.
You know, Christians, Islam, Christianity and Islam is very, very similar. So a lot of the story is the same. Just get yourself a copy of your Bible. If you're a Christian, get yourself a copy of that. You know. And get some knowledge. Find out what's happening, because it might shed some light onto all of this. Let's continue.
Well, it might be aliens, it might be demons, but we need to be very, very confident in what we think and what we believe, because the aliens are nothing but the fallen angels, demons. These things are nothing but demons that the Bible talks about. So we need to get that stuff cleared out, and that's exactly what these guys are here to do.
I want to address this video that's going around a meeting in regards to the meeting of pastors that gathered to discuss the concept of research. In this video, it's noted that the congressman from Missouri, they call it out to speak to the pastors versus being the congressman Barry Burson. And he did call in, but he called in to encourage us and to thank us pastors for what we were doing, for speaking the truth to our people and pointing them to Jesus, to not get distracted about things in the world. And in that moment, I began to state the things that I have always said, and that is my opinion. My opinion is, and that's exactly all it is, my opinion, that when this disclosure comes out, that there will be respond, that it is, that pagans have always been here, that they seeded us, that they created the first religion, and all of that. I should have stopped in the halls that said, and this part is my opinion. So I want to make it very clear, very honest. I did not say the words, those were my words. And I want to own it, and I want to apologize directly to Congressman Barry Burson for any problems that this has caused you and confusion, and to any of the viewers that have seen this video. So I need to state the facts and make it very, very clear what actually happened. That was my opinion, and not the Congressman. So thank you so much. And the bottom line is this: I just want you to focus on the Lord, and that was the purpose of that meeting, is to just focus on Jesus. And as Jesus said, be not deceived. So thank you for your time.
Fair enough. So it apparently seems like the government is wanting us to start believing Jesus. At least some of them. Not everybody in the government wants us to do that, because they don't want us to know about what's actually going on. Because the truth is that these things are demonic entities. These things are what the Bible already talks about. And particularly the book of Enoch is something that we can relate to a lot about the things that's happening right now with giants and fallen angels, the spirit of the fallen giants, after the flood. What happened to the spirit of these giants? They basically turn into demons. Those are the demonic creatures. So I think the book of Enoch teaches us a lot. And I mean, a lot about these things. And we need to pay close attention to this stuff, man. We also have some more information coming up from Pastor Joseph C., where he says that we were in the private UFO meeting for pastors. No cell phones were allowed. Just 2 days after a private pastor's disclosure meeting on UFO and non-human intelligence. We were flying from Tennessee to Colorado Springs when 6 unidentified objects started following them and basically appeared directly in front of their plane. Wow. They kept facing us in the sky unexplained, and this happened on February 20th, 2026. That's not very long ago. This was recently done, apparently. On the same week, the president ordered agencies to reveal the truth about the aliens and UFOs. What he basically saw, the church cannot be caught off guard about the situation. Wow.
We have
That's an interesting story.
that we never experienced before. And now when I talked about this just recently, many people in our comments feed and through our live broadcast began to ask us to bring it out and show you what we encountered. Now, what we encountered was
6 objects in the sky out in front of the aircraft. We were flying from Tennessee to Colorado Springs, and we began to see 6 objects right there in the sky. And we believe these are UAPs and
Look
UFOs.
at those objects. Look at these objects. It looks very similar to the Boogosphere. Basically, all the UAP videos that the government has released is extremely similar to the Boogosphere.
So when we saw this, we just thought to ourselves, my goodness, what in the world are we looking at? How do we grapple with this? It was a very interesting thing. Now, uniquely enough,
There's another one
we were
emerging
just
up
in
here.
a disclosure meeting 2 days before this, talking about UFOs, UAPs, all these things, and that there's going to come a great disclosure, even an announcement that we're not alone in the universe, we're not alone, and there's non-human intelligence that is absolutely happening.
Imagine flying in the airplane and watching
Already
this
in the
happen.
highest offices of the land, they know
Look
about
at
it,
that.
that kind of thing. And so
Imagine
when
you
we
flying
heard
and you
this,
see
I
this
thought, my
stuff.
goodness, this is quite the disclosure meeting.
Crazy.
And they were prepping us to be leaders in the space from a biblical perspective. When people just say they know what to do this, and that helped the church avoid deception and not knowing what to do if they encounter these kind of things.
Exactly.
So what we did is we received that information, we began to talk about it. The next day, the president puts out a post that says he has authorized the specific agencies involved to find the truth of the matter of aliens, UFOs, UAPs, and all these issues and bring them out to the public. The day after that, we were traveling. This would be February 20th, 2026. We're flying. And as we were flying, we began to see these 6 UFOs appear out in front of us. Now,
That's crazy.
I talked to a lot of people about this, and I'm about to show you the footage.
This is the footage right
But I
here
talked to a lot of people about
on the left side.
it, and some said, well, that's probably just drones over the nation. Others have said, and some of the ones I spoke with are actually some of the highest experts in the area of UFOs, UAPs, non-human intelligence, and the like. And when I spoke with them, they said, well, it could be drones, but it also really could be this other scenario that many people are talking about, and it could be part of this disclosure narrative.
That
that's
doesn't
coming
look
forward.
like drone to me. Like
So I'll let
so
you
many at
determine that.
once.
I'll let you use your discernment. We don't have a solid answer on it, but we do know we saw something that kept appearing in the sky as we were flying into Colorado Springs.
That's crazy. Imagine you're taking off, you're flying in the sky, and you start seeing these things popping out of nowhere. You just can't stop but imagine about that flight situation that happened. Now, I don't know if you guys remember this footage right here, where the Singapore Airlines MH370 went missing. And right before it went missing, there was like these weird orbs that was like rotating all around this airplane. Take a look at this from the right side. There's like a non-heated version. You'll actually see that there's like a ball, you know, almost like a Boogosphere. And then there's like multiple balls that...
Now, this is mad. Apparently, these look like Boogospheres that rotate around this plane. And they keep spinning around. And then I think the plane disappears. Watch this. This is absolutely mad.
And it just keeps spinning around the airplane, and then the plane goes missing. This is something that these guys have also seen in the sky, apparently. And many people have reported sightings over the past couple of years. Look at this stuff.
In San Andreas, California. And at first, they said they thought it was a plane or drones until it did this.
Oh, whoa. What is that?
Another was seen in Texas by multiple people as well, where there were 5 strange lights in the sky and what also looked like drones. But the speed that this took off in is unreal.
Now that was crazy, man.
And there's also another footage of someone filming from their phone on it.
See, now this one I've already seen. So a lot of these videos have already been leaked. And I think that they've only released a lot of the stuff that is already out, to be fair. So, yeah. There's a lot on here, though. There's a lot.
And they come across a very similar thing as well. some sort of a UAP flies right next to their plane. Look at that. Imagine you get to see that stuff and you have no idea what that is. And that will be scary, man. Look at that. Let me just pause it right here. That almost looks like a sphere, but then it also has like a triangular shape. It's really hard to like get to know what shape that is. It just flew right
I'll
past.
just adjust this
And it
camera
seems
for you
like
guys so you can see it.
metallic in color as well. So it definitely seems like we have officially entered the age of disclosure. Somebody like to call this.
You hear that? The age of disclosure, guys. Definitely hit that age now. So, yeah, for those of you that haven't been following this, I think it's time people start to wake up a bit. Yeah, it's a lot to take in, but yeah, there's a lot of information. But yeah, it has to be. Someone has to cover this. Yeah, at the end of the day, the more people that cover this and get it about, the more people that be aware and start seeing what's happening. But like I said to you, let your friends know, share the videos. Yeah, but at the same time, go and get yourself a Bible. If you're Muslim, get yourself a Quran. Yeah. Go and get yourself some kind of biblical knowledge, because there's some deception. We don't know if these things are even run by governments. We don't know. They could be trying to fool people. We don't actually know what the plan is, but whatever the plan is some kind of deceitfulness, deception, controlling, mind controlling. It's all of that. So let's continue this last part.
Just take a look at this. My X page is basically filled with all the things that the government has released so far. Look at this. These are complete footage of everything that the government has dropped on their official website. You can go ahead to that website and take a look at all the UAPs and all that, videos that you can play around and see what these weird things are and what kind of technology these things possess. But it definitely seems like they have some sort of technology, but then we don't know how it works or whatever. Look at this right here. There's also a cylindrical shaped thing that they apparently found on 2022. Look at this.
Traveling off the coast of Alaska has been shot down and retrieved and is being investigated by the NSA. The object is traveling northeast towards Canada at 40,000 feet and was the size of a small car. Previous flybys resulted in limited information since the object isn't related to the Chinese fighter and doesn't seem to be using any obvious types of propulsion. The object isn't constructed in any way our engineers are actually familiar with. This isn't the first time a cylindrical UFO has been spotted.
Right.
In 2007, one was seen following the shuttle Atlantis, which prompted Project Blue Book to open back up its investigation. We're still deep into a global pandemic. Just when you think it's over, you get hit with a real wave. We could essentially be on the brink of explicit time for aliens to be observing us. Now would be the time.
This looks crazy.
Have a hand in our fate. What do you think?
I don't know, man. It definitely seems like it. Definitely seems like it. Honestly, it's a very interesting time that we're living in, and it seems like there's only going to be more disclosure because now it's very transparent that the government has officially come out and they've given out this information stating that they are now releasing the entire alien files. Department of War releases unidentified anomalies. So this is the official Twitter account or X account of Department of War. They've given out full-on information. This only happened like a couple hours ago. And yeah, it seems like things are going to start showing up more, and our pastors are going to very soon inform us about what's coming up. And I think the world should very soon be ready for something this huge that's coming up. I'm, to be honest, I don't know. I'm kind of excited to see how things are going to be playing out. It's a very interesting time to live in, and I think the Antichrist is officially going to be entering the scene the upcoming 7 years or something like that. Because right after the alien invasion, he's going to be the one that's probably going to save us and basically falsify and claim that he is God and all this stuff. You know, you already know they've already created this whole narrative, and it seems like they're going to play along with this whole stuff. I want every single one of you guys watching this episode to go ahead and share this video with your loved ones, family, friends, so that people can get to know what's coming up, so that we can be ready with our Bibles. We need to start reading Bibles, and we need to start reading the book of Enoch.
That's
Those things
right.
that have so much information, so that we
The
can
Book
get
of
ready
Enoch.
for all the deception that's coming up. So that's one of the biggest reasons that you need to go ahead, share this video with as many people as possible, so that they know that things are officially serious now. There
Genesis.
is no more
Get some of these
conspiracy theories.
books.
These are real facts.
Look
It's
at these
finally here.
biblical
The end is
scriptures,
happening,
guys.
and I want you guys to do your part in sharing this video with as many people as possible, so that this can reach more people. Please go ahead, drop a like on this video, leave any sort of comment related to what we have spoken about in this video. So this way, YouTube algorithm, it pushes out the video to as many people as possible, thinking that it has more likes, more comments, which means that we need to show it to more people. So win-win here, because most probably YouTube could try to suppress my video and not show it to many people, because, you know, we're talking about God, Bible, and all that stuff, and that's something that YouTube doesn't really like, for people to speak about God. So the only way we can let many people know is if you guys play the algorithm. So go ahead and do it, and subscribe if you guys want to stay tuned for more updates, because we have just begun. We have just started getting new information. So every single day, there's going to be massive updates.
Alright, guys.
It's updated right here on the channel.
Sorry about this. One minute back.
All the information in the most easiest way and most understandable way as possible. Because no matter
Thanks to Blackwoods for this video. So, you know, it's out there. Have a look for yourself. Go on the website, US Department of War, and you can look at all these files yourself. It's, some of them are just mad, really. I mean, I don't really know what my take is at the moment. I've been following this UFO, as they're calling it now, the UAPs. I've been following it on and off for a little while. You know, everyone wants an answer on it, especially if you've seen stuff. Especially if you've seen stuff with your own eyes, which I have. And that's what really got me into this. I saw that what looked like the three balls of light. What it starts off as one, and then it went into a triangle, and then they looked like they was started to burn up in the air, like balls of flames. So that's what got me initially on it, because I knew what I saw. So, I mean, is the answer out there? Yeah. Are you going to get it? Who knows? Are we going to get a load of mind controlling deception? Well, from the government that are running the majority of this world, I'd say, yeah. You know, not a lot of trust left when it comes to governments worldwide. You know, so whether it's your local government, you know, in your country, it doesn't really matter. The facts are the facts. Worldwide, there's little trust in any of them.